Whatever we're focusing on, that's what's manifesting. And it's so simple because we are already aware of what we're thinking. We're always thinking thoughts. So, what we are thinking consistently, that's what's manifesting as our reality. And we can think about what's already has been manifested or what we want to manifest. So we want to be deliberate in our thinking and choose the thoughts that match what we want to live. Even if right now you're not living what you're wanting, you want to tailor your thinking towards already having that desire. So selecting that reality where you're already living that version of your desire. You already have what you want. So in that case, your mind takes this and it has to project it as your reality. So the simplest way then is to just think the thoughts that you want to live. So let's say something happens in your reality, something unpreferred, something that says you don't have this desire yet. You just take that attention away from that reality that you have manifested and selected, and you select a different reality where you have that desire. So you say no to this and you say yes to the desired reality through thinking. So all of our manifesting is happening through our thoughts, which have become beliefs, and beliefs have become, and thoughts have become beliefs through repetition. We're always repeating things, right? We're always telling some story. We're basically master storytellers. We're constantly telling stories about ourselves, which is the self concept, and we're telling stories about the people around us, and we're telling stories about our whole reality, our finances, our health, everything that has to do with life on this planet. So, we want to change the story we're telling about ourselves, discontinue any negative self talk, anything you say about yourself that is, not desired. You want to stop repeating those stories often. We want to entertain others with our stories. We think it's funny when we don't get the desire. We think it's funny that we're always creating what we don't want. And we entertain others with this story and we like relate everything together. But it's just, you need to put some distance in between yourself and everybody else where no matter what anybody else is seeing or witnessing or how they're acting, you are over here telling the story that you want to live, repeating the story that you want to live only. Can you repeat the story that you want to live even though what you don't want is manifesting? Of course. You can either tell the story of what's happening right now in your reality. I don't have this didn't happen, this went wrong. Or you can tell the reality of what you want to select, what you want to live, and live that reality first in your mind and in your mind through the thoughts. You, of course, can conjure up images, you can do visualization. These are all beautiful. But for manifesting, I find it the easiest to be a repeated thought. Pick a phrase that says, I have what I want, and repeat this all throughout the day, every day, and persist in that thought. So, because you're already persisting, you're persisting in some story. Mainly, you're persisting on what you don't want. You're persisting like, no, I don't have the money. No, I don't have the house. No, I don't have the partner. You persisting on what you don't want. You want to persist on what you do want, the story that you want to tell, the juicy, fun, happy, loving story. You want to discontinue the unfortunate story, the one where you're not getting anything, because that's what you're selecting. You're the creator of your reality. things are just appearing and you're over here reacting, but you're the one creating everything in your reality. And because we are such masters and influencers of our reality, it's seamless. It seems like it's just life is happening, but what's happening is we're the ones selecting it. We're the one creating it. We're the one creating all the time. Right now, I'm manifesting. Right now, you're manifesting. And what you're manifesting right now, it's not falling from the sky. It's not coming in some sort of bubble. It's just happening continuously because this is the way we have manifested this reality to be seamless, to just keep happening and going. And that's why it seems confusing and might seem that reality is happening and we're in that reality, and then we have to find some way to survive. So you see what I mean? So right now you're manifesting. What are you manifesting? What are you saying about this story? What are you saying about others? What are you saying about yourself? What are you saying about your health? What are you saying about your finances? What are you saying about your children, about your partner, about your school, about your success, about your career, about your job? So you are already a master manifester. You are already a master at storytelling. So I would like you to start telling a new story because you're creating the story. So why would you create what you don't want? Why would you continue? Why would you persist in the story where you're not getting what you want, where your reality sucks, where you don't like where you live, where you don't make enough money, where you don't have this or that, where you can't afford anything? Let's say you can't afford things right now, and that's fine. You selected that reality until now, but now, from this moment forward, you no longer will ever say I can't afford it. You no longer will ever say I don't have enough money for this, because you're creating that. You're creating yourself as a person that cannot afford what they want. You are creating yourself as a person that cannot handle finances. You're creating yourself as a person that is alone. You're creating yourself as it's hard to get the right partner. You're creating yourself. You're even creating others. You're selecting how others behave and react to you. Do they love you or do they hate you? You're the one selecting. Do they want to be with you or do they not want to be with you? You're selecting. So you're always selecting. So you need to work on your inner story. In your inner conversation, what are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself you can do anything? Are you telling yourself you're limited? Are you telling yourself this is my reality or this is my reality? Are you focusing on what you don't want, or are you focusing on what you want? So our focus, your focus, is creating what you're living. It's creating your reality right now. You're constantly manifesting. You never stop manifesting. Manifesting is not some sort of special technique. You are just right now manifesting from your focus and what you're persisting in, and all those equal to what you say, to your actions. When you tell a new story, when you pick a new thought like I'm abundant, or I make so much money, or I'm healthy, or I'm in a healthy relationship, and you repeat that thought until it becomes the new thought, then you believe the new normal, and it manifests that way. So from now on, just tell the thoughts that you want to live. Make them short as if already it's true. And then live in that reality. Pretend you already have it, because you're already pretending that you don't have this, because that is not real. You're just selecting that reality, and there's so many realities for you to select. So it's just so easy and simple. There isn't some sort of magical power you need to acquire, because you already are magical. You're already the one that's creating everything. So you want to create what you want instead and keep selecting that. And once you say, let's say I make $100,000 a month, I make $100,000 a month, I make $100,000 a month, and you repeat this thought and you put your focus on it, which means your focus is on making $100,000 a month. Then that's the focus part. Then you persist. When reality says no, you're not, you persist on the thought. No, I make $100,000 a month. I make $100,000 a month. And everything is easy for me. My life is wonderful. My life just is just perfect. Everything goes well. Everything goes perfect. Everything is easy. Everything unfolds for me in the most fun, beautiful way. So you keep telling the beautiful story over and over again until it becomes your reality, until you naturally select that story. Just naturally, like you're selecting naturally this story right now that you're living. So focus on what you want by thinking short thoughts that are simple, that say you already have what you want, and then persist when contrast shows up and it tells you, no, you don't have this. You persist in that story, because if you have it already, how then you're not going to have it? So you might be doing like, I have it, I don't have it, I have it, I don't have it, I have it, I don't have it. You're telling somebody this didn't happen, that you're persisting in that, you're selecting that. Nobody else is creating. The other people did not create that. You are the one that created it, and you're the one that can change it. You can change the story for other people. You can influence other people very easily. And yeah, so creating reality is just so natural for us. We do it naturally, and we're all doing it. We've been doing it since day one, since we got onto this planet. We are masters at manifesting, even when we're newborns, even when we cannot form thoughts yet. We pick up the thoughts, we picked up the patterns, we picked up what our family has been repeating. And if you focus a little bit, you will notice that you might be repeating what you heard from your family, what you heard from your friends, what you heard at school, what commercials you watched, what you watched on TV. All of these have become patterns inside our mind, and then they naturally unfold, and it seems like that's just the way life is happening. But no, we're the one that we are selecting that reality. And to change it, we need to think different thoughts, think different, easy, simple thoughts. Let's say you already have what you want. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.